everybody, this is Harry Jacobs and I am the North of 60 Gamer, and this is the North of 60 Gaming channel. Welcome! Today I'm very excited to be playing Astroforce. I'm going to give you a bit of a preview. This is by Carl White and World Forged Games, and this is a dice manipulation game where your crew of the ASV Pioneers hurtling through space on a 3-year mission. Normally it's a 5-year mission, but we're going to go a little bit easier today. I don't know if we're going to play all 3 years, but we're certainly going to go over enough of this game for the rules. So, first of all, let me just say that I appreciate everybody being here. If you like this sort of content, please like my video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell if you want to be notified of more videos like this. But for now, let's go down to the table. Let's hit Astroforce and whether or not our red shirts will live to see another day. And here we are. We're just going to talk a little about the setup here. Here is the ASV Pioneer, and you can see I've already set up the ship. It's a very quick setup here. Very, very quick. You put the dice on the crew quarters right there. You set this at number 10 because we are playing on the easy mode of this game. It's a 3-year mission. And in year 1 we don't have any effects. Year 2 we have no effects. And the repair all action costs +1 engineer in the last and final year. We also can play a 10-year easy mission. Or sorry, I should say a 5-year easy mission. A medium 5-year mission, a hard 5-year mission, and of course, a deadly 5-year mission. Some of the other components that I'm not playing with today, there are special challenges, as you can see right here, and they will help modify the game in some way. So if you're an expert playing this game, this is my first run through. So you are seeing this as I am learning the game. So we will be doing the rules as we go along. But there are some special challenges that we can use as we go forward in our missions after we finish our first 3-year mission. Now I already have the missions set up here, but I want you to know there are lots and lots of missions here. And the basic mission, and I'll just put that down here under the lights. So the basic mission, typically there's a travel, which you're going to use 2 engineers. Then there are other steps, such as transmat shield. When you transmat a shield, you're basically going to take your shields down to 0, and you're going to get rid of an engineer. That's a transmat is a transport. So you're going to transport to send an engineer. Therefore, you have to let the shields down or you lose all your shields. There are a ton of events. So as you look at the mission, there's an M right there. And when every turn, you're going to actually pick a event. Events generally are not good. So we'll just take a look quick here. This is a explore decompression. Move 1 active crew dice to the med bay, and then 1 whole damage every turn until we solve that. Basically, when you want to solve this, what we're going to do is we're going to roll our dice, and then we're going to match the symbols. Some people compare it to a spaced theme Elder. Some people compare this game to the Elder Signs out of the Arkham Horror series from Fantasy Flight Games, where you basically are matching dice to match the events that occur in the different areas of the museum. Then we have development. We're going to have 3 in development. So development works very similar to that. We're going to pull a development card. So FTL's fuel cell. Add 2 cells to the FTL's fuel cell reserves. Discard after use. What that means is if we were on an 8, we just go back to 10. And that is as simple as this game goes. There are different dice, so let's just take a look quickly at what the dice do. We'll bring up our little bit here. There's our command. And they basically allow you to use a command on any of the events or development cards. Face the dice any way you'd like. Next is the science. And science allows us to challenge or raise or lower the shields. This is your science down here. Also, 2 may act as 1 med. So if I have 2 science, we can act as a med. Med challenges or heal. So if you have somebody in your med bay, you can actually use that to heal and bring them back over. Engineering may act as a challenge or repair. You can repair two hull with that. Security will allow you to either wipe out a sensor, because what happens is if you fill up 4 sensors, what is going to happen is you're going to take another event. If anybody has seen a play before, the events are not good. So what will happen is you can take your security officer and basically remove it. And then the scanners. These are the scanners. You're scanning ahead, and if you find 4, if you match 4 here, which you don't want to do, you're going to be actually in trouble, and you'll have to take care of some sort of bad thing. And we don't like bad things, so that's how this game is going to go. Very, very simple, very, very easy to play. So without further ado, let's get started. As we're ready to start, here are the game turns, and the first phase is the mission phase. What we're going to do is deplete our FTL fuel cells, but you only do that when there is a mission in play, which there is not yet. Then we're going to refresh a mission, or if there is no mission at this point, we're going to turn it up. So our first mission is going to be evacuate research station. So what we're going to do is want to travel with 2 engineers, transmit, so that's a shield, lowering shields, and our engineer. Then we're going to cure for 2 med, and then we're going to draw a development card. So what happens when you draw a development card is I'm going to draw a new development card. This one's going to drop off. They're going to move off. And certainly what we want to show here in the development card is we have Captain Grant Pritchard, and he's going to give us +1 comms. So every turn we're going to have an extra communications. Dr. Sprock is going to allow us to cure easier, and we have sensors. So we'll be able to clear our shield guys, our shields, our security will be able to clear 2 scanners instead of 1. So if we have security guards, we'll be able to clear 2 sensors. So after the first phase of the mission phase, we also, any mission, we're going to draw an event is the first thing that we do. So we're going to draw this event. This event is explosive decompression. Make 1 active crew dice to the medbay and 1 hull damage. Not a good start. So as you can see, we're going to need a science, a medical, and an engineer in order to get rid of that event, or else it's going to be a very short game, because he's going to take care of our hull every turn until we take care of this. So we're just going to put that up here for now so that you can see it. And then the next phase is our roll call phase after the mission phase. And we're going to roll our dice. There we go. So that is not too bad. We do have a scanner. And then we have our, looks like 3 security. We have a command. We have 3 med or 3 science, I should say, and 1 med. From there, is our roll call, and then this is our report to duty, and then we've deployed. So now we're going to deploy our ships as we try to take care of this. I'd like to get rid of this as quickly as I can. I have no engineers. So the first thing we're going to do is, I think, try to take care of this quickly. So I'm going to move 1 of this over to here, the 1 hull over to our explosive decompression. I'm going to move our science over to this. or I should say our med bay for our explosive. And then we're going to move a command, and what we're going to do is take one of our security officers, we're going to clear the scan off, we're going to take our command here, and we're going to actually turn this into a engineer, because he commands him to be an engineer. That takes care of that. Unfortunately, in terms of ours, we don't have 2 engineers for this particular to start. With our last science officer, we're going to raise our shields. Now, as per rules, we can use our security guards, 2 of them, to become engineers, but I don't have anything that needs an engineer at the moment. So they're just going to be wasted. They're probably going over to the bar and have a couple of drinks, because that's all they're going to do today. So that is the deployment phase. Now we're going to come down to the cleanup phase. So we're going to return our crew to the quarters. We're going to take our event card that we have solved, and we're going to just put that off to the side. And that is the first turn. So we've managed to keep the event away from us. And then we're going to get back to the top of the turn. We have a mission in place. We still need 2 engineers to trigger the first thing we're going to do. However, we have activate a mission. This is a quarantine. So we're going to have to re-roll the med results after it's rolled. So if we roll a dice with a medical sign, we're going to have to re-roll them once. That isn't terrible, except we want to get this guy back. One of the other things we want to do is also move our FTL, and now we're going back to where we're going to roll our dice. We'd really like to get to some of these as well. We're in good shape. We have a couple of turns before really going to be pressured to do something. Whoa, we got a dice still spinning. So we have a scanner. We have two commands, which is not very good. Oh, there's the third scanner. So you can see what happens when we don't have enough spaces for our command. They go into the crew quarters. They've had enough for they are going to have a rest and a fine meal while the rest of us all work. You can see how dangerously close we are to that. Now, we didn't pick an event, which I'm supposed to do first, and that is a hull breach. Oh, we did the event, duh. Yes, folks. We didn't get any medical to actually change the dice or have to re-roll the dice, so we're just going to go on from here. This is not good because this is going to keep us from doing medical things like getting him back, but not terrible. At this point, I can put my 2 engineers here. We have now traveled to the area of which there is trouble. We have 2 commands. Now I'm going to have to take a chance. I'm going to try to grab Captain Grant. That is a bit of a risk move, but we have a couple turns to take care of that. So let's take Captain Grant. We've come down to the end of the turn. Again, next month, if we roll another scanner, we're going to be in trouble. What we're going to do now is we call our dice. These are locked in. I can't do anything about those until I've finished what we're doing here. I can't get this guy back. So that is the end of our turn. Now I'm going to mark our first one here. We've done it. Next is we're going to have to do a shield and an engineer. So we're going to try to get through this as quickly as we can. We are now going to go up to the top of the turn. We are going to take down our fuel cell. We have a hull breach. 2 hull damage every turn. Isn't that fun? So the way that works is we activate the missions. Now the way the turn order works is that we're going to activate the mission, which is what that is when we take a event card. As you can see that we do that, and then we're going to resolve that. So we're actually going to take 2 damage right to our hole. Okay. We have a roll call here. We're down to 4 dice. We're just going to roll it off to the side here. We have a shield. We have that 4th scanner. Immediately, those dice go back. I pick up another event. That event is mine. Move 1 active crew dice to quarters. If all crew dice are in the quarters, then 1 to the med bay. Well, we have an active crew dice right here that I've already placed. So fortunately, I have done that. We have a command and a science. We'll take our command to put that on our command right here. We are dealing with 2 damage to our hull each turn. And our science guy can raise or lower the shields. And that's about all he can do. And we don't want to lower our shields. And we can't do anything else with him. We need an engineer to fix our ship. We have our captain here that we're trying to get. And again, we are now starting to get damage very, very quickly along the board here. We have 2 events going on here. And let's get on to the next turn. First thing we're going to do, fuel cell. We're going to take our mission, which is the event phase, basically. Now we have a Drahen battleship. 2 hull damage, and it's going to take 3 security guys. Now we are in trouble because now we're going to take it 4 hits, 1. Is that hull damage? No, just 2 damage to our shields first, then our hull. For the hull breach, isn't good. We are now take our science guy back. We still have a guy in med bay. We are not in a happy position. Though we are not bad. We have 2 shield guys. 2 security. We have 2 command. He's going on vacation. We have 1 science. Wow. Not having a lot of fun here, guys. We don't have any engineers. First thing we're going to do is we're going to try to get rid of this battleship. So off the dice go to the battleship. We have our two more commands, which is good. As you can see, we have now completed the captain. And we have 1 science, which will just raise our shields when we use them. There we go. So now we're going to finish off this. These guys are locked in this turn. The captain is now in play for us, so he's going to give us an extra commander every turn, which is nice. We'll just put him here for now. And then we're ready to go up the top again. We're going to move the fuel cell down. We're going to take another event. This time we have a reroll comm results instead. So every time we get a commander and every time we get a medical, we are going to have to reroll. The order of which doesn't really matter in this game. So we have 2 engineers, which is good. Two scanners, which isn't good. A security, we have a med bay and a commander that we're going to have to re-roll, which gives us another security and a med. Well, which is not too bad. So I'm going to take the last security and we're going to put him on the cruiser. That's going to at least keep our shields not too bad, at least. And then, did I do that? He came out last turn. No, so I would be down here. And our hull, we've been in at least 3 turns. 1, 2. Yeah, okay, I think we're okay here. Okay. So what's going to happen is we're going to take our engineers. Well, our shields are pretty bad, so we're going to lower our shields, and we're going to transmute an engineer to here. We're going to take the shield and get rid of one of those scanners. The medical guy, we're going to get our dice out of the medical bay, which leaves us 1 engineer, which is basically for a challenge. or I can repair a hull 2. So we're going to do that for that engineer. That is the end of that turn. You can see how fast the turns are. So it's going very, very quickly. And what we should have done, we should have put a new development card here, which is a engineering toolkit. Add 2 engineer to 1 challenge, discard after use. So there are some one-time use cards here. We can take those back. That event is now gone, thank goodness. We only have to deal with the hull damage every turn. And we have now done our second phase. And then we have to cure med. Well, we still have that to deal with, which is the card that makes us re-roll medical, which is going to be not very fun. But we come back, we're going to use up a fuel cell. Now we're starting to see we're critical. If we run out, we basically lose that scenario. Our hull has got some damage. We have no shields. But we will roll the dice. There we go. We have a scanner. We have a security guy. We have 2 engineers. We have 2 science, 3 science, a command, and a med. We do have to re-roll our command and medical. So it's still good. He's going back to the crew. We have 1 medical, which is not too bad, really. And we have an extra comm, so we're going to just put a there to remind us that we do have a comm. Now let's see if we can take care of something here. We need 2 engineers here. Well, that's going to help greatly. So we're going to put our engineers here. Phew. Wow. We need 2 science on one of these. So we need the medical this time around, don't we? Oh, geez. Oh, well, that works. So I'm going to take our 2 dice here. I am going to lock this in to this medical into here. I am going to take this science and use this command to turn him into a medical. We're going to use this shield to get rid of that scanner, and that is everything that we have done, which is good. So now that's taken us down to there. So we are going to put our 2 there, 2 there. We're going to take that event away. We are going to get rid of the hull breach. Phew. And we have a captain as we refresh. We still have the comm issue sitting right there. Fortunately for us, the last turn that we're going to do is basically the mission. So the mission is, are we going to take any damage? No, we are not. So what's going to happen is we're going to go to the development, which is the last turn here. We don't have to roll any dice. I don't believe we have to roll any dice. I better check the rules here. So I've been looking at the rules, not totally sure, but I think if we just follow along the bouncing ball that we're going to come down to, we're going to use an FTL. We're going to do a mission, which means we're going to pull an event. Crew dice may not be left locked in. Then we are going to roll our dice. So we have a shield, a security, an engineer, 2 meds, 3 meds, a science, and a science but no comms, which is fine. And we have another scanner at the top. We cannot leave left in, so we can't really do anything with him. So what we're going to do is... that is correct. Okay, so one of the things that we can do is use any 3... So I'm going to take a comm action. Now I can use actually 3 dice to use it for any one thing. So I'm actually going to take my 2 shields and a medical officer. Actually, we'll leave the medicals and one of our science officers to use for a command action, as you can see, and that'll help us greatly. Then we are going to use our 3 medicals to go here to take our doctor. Oh, I have to re-roll the medical, don't I? Oh, I didn't re-roll my medicals. Bad Harry. So there we have an engineer, a medical, and a scanner. That didn't affect too much what we were doing. So 2 engineers can act as a security. So that's not too bad, I don't think. Oh, here we go. We'll just use our science down here. We can use our 1 science to raise, oh, that's engineers, our 1 science to raise our shields. We have 1 medical guy that we can't do anything with at this point. So what we're going to do is finish our turn. So we're at the cleanup phase. The 3 scanners are going to stay. The med guy is going to come back in. We are going to finish this mission. So our first mission is complete. We are going to get rid of that particular nastiness. The crew dice may not be locked in. That would have been devastating. We are going to get our coolant. And therefore we have done our first mission. And then we'll be into our second year. Now that was a really simple mission. But I think that's where we can stop. This is a decent game. I really liked it. Let's have some final thoughts about this game. So we'll go back up and take a look and discuss what I liked about the game. And let's go to do that. God, I was up at 5 a.m., folks, so I'm a little bit loopy today. Thank my dogs for that. 4:45. I'll tell you, that lack of sleep is really telling on the brain for sure. So, what did I think about this game? All in all, I like it. I don't think it's as good as Under Falling Skies, in my opinion. This is a really one-off game. I tripped across it thanks to one of the members of Board Games for One, which is part of the Board Game Revolution group. And if it wasn't for them posting a picture of it and went, "What is that game?" I would have never seen it, and it wouldn't have been on my radar. Solo gaming right now is very, very big for me. It is COVID. We have a number of COVID cases now in our city, though they aren't calling it community spread. I don't know why, folks, they don't call it community spread, but there's 50 cases right now. But what does it have to do with this game? Absolutely nothing. So what do I like about this game? Well, there's tons of events. Tons and tons of events. Look at this. These are all the events. And there's more because I dropped a couple. We have development cards. We have development cards. Look at all the development cards. Tons of development cards. So we have infinite replayability. If you had saw my unboxing, you would have seen that there are 4 ships, all of different types, makeups. Now, I played on the easy 3-year with 10. There is an easy 9, which is on the other side, I believe. Oh, medium 9, there we are. Oops, I'm just going to show you that. There you go, you can see a green on green. Not always, so there's a medium 9, there's a easy 9, 3 years. This game is a small box. When I'm thinking about my vacation in Greece next year, certainly this is a game I think I'm going to take. I really, really like it. I've never played Elder Signs other than on the app. It is a fun game. I think if you like Elder Signs, this is going to be a good game. If you like Under Falling Skies and that dice manipulation and excavating tunnels and blowing down aliens, that's another great game. This is a good solo effort. It is not going to retail, so you'll not be able to buy it. That's a shame. that it is that way. It is a fairly expensive game, as I said in my unboxing. I don't think in terms of the dollar value for bringing it in, other than the fact that for me, a solo game is a must-have. I am concentrating on solo. It is a World Forge Games did a bang-up job here. It won a great award, a Golden Geek Award. I guess that makes the Board Game Geek something good. So anyway, folks, let me just remind you that if you really, really like the run-through, hit the like button. If you don't like it, don't hit it. Subscribe to my channel. I really would appreciate it. I'm trying to get to the point where I can actually put links in, and I can't put links in without you, because if I don't have you, I am not going to build my subscriptions, and which means I'm going to have some functionality locked out, and I really don't want that. And hit the bell for notifications. So again, this is Harry Jacobs. I am the North of 60 Gamer, and this is the North of 60 Gaming channel. Please come on in the next time and let's chat. Don't forget, Tuesdays I do coffee and Kickstarters. So that's where I take about 5 or 6 minutes of a discussion and then about 8 to 10 minutes going over Kickstarters. So all that is coming up, plus a playthrough. I want to get Red Cathedral to the table.